making the right decisions individually with the company and the car in mind, then you have 8,000 people that own that car. And every car that goes out. That's the way I feel.
The biggest challenges facing Saturn for the continued growth of the brand the way we'd all like to see it, I think are in several areas. First, much of what Saturn has done has been what I would call genuine process improvement. They've taken all the processes inside the automobile business and improved them significantly. But we are vulnerable to someone who would do genuine process innovation and leapfrog some of the processes done, and technology enables you to do that. We've got to look at the best technology being used in the retail world today and bring that inside of our retail network. For instance, we need to make sure we're moving towards a pull environment in terms of products as opposed to a push environment. We're really bringing the right product, the right place, the right time to our customers always. Additionally, we need to make sure we fully understand how customers want to buy cars. And even though we have a very customer-friendly consultative approach, if customers begin to value entertainment dimension more, or if they value a convenience dimension more using electronic retailing, Saturn needs to be at the cutting edge of that and not define ourselves just by what we are now, but define ourselves by what our customers want us to be.
General Motors has recently done some research which suggests that as much as 60% of the success of Saturn is not focused on the vehicle itself. Now that should not signify in any way that the car is unimportant. As I kid about it, if we can't be world-class with our product, we should all find new day jobs. So the car is fundamentally very, very important. We absolutely must be world-class. But having said that, there are a lot of excellent cars out there today. And realistically, over the life cycle of a car, we're never going to be number one in every attribute of the car throughout that entire life cycle. So we tried to create some other ways to develop a sustainable, long-term competitive advantage. And we felt that customer enthusiasm, talking about the soft side of a product, if you will, would enable us to do something that would take others a long time to catch up.
It's interesting, though, the people within Saturn now are getting very protective. That's a weakness. When you start to think that I've got the answer now and I don't want to disrupt it. When you do that, you're falling into the old trench. You're starting to make the mistake that there's no improvement anywhere. And so you start to protect it, put it into a cocoon, and hope like hell nobody comes along and disrupts it. And that's starting to happen within Saturn. And so we got to continue to remind people that the role of Saturn is not to stay stable, but to continue to accept all the challenges that come down the pike and just keep making it better. And 100 years from now, the only thing that's going to be the same will be the core values and the philosophy, but everything else is probably going to be different.
Well, after all, it's still a car. It's not like it had 6 wheels or nuclear power or something. But what it is the first car made in this country for about as long as anyone can remember. That's been started from the beginning, from scratch. The whole idea of the Saturn was to start the whole process over, to start all over again, with everything we'd learned, with everything anyone had ever learned about building a car. There's nothing left from the past. The engine, the transmission, virtually every nut, bolt, and screw. The way it's made. The way people care about how it's made. It's all new. It's the only really new American car from a new company for 40 or 50 years. We're proud of this car. It shows what you can do when you're willing to start all over again.
Now that Saturn's been successful, everybody wants to copy what Saturn's doing. Well, Saturn's got to stay one step ahead of everybody else. Everybody is copying or trying to copy what Saturn's doing in terms of the customer satisfaction. And that's where the action will be. I don't think we're going to see massive changes in cars, maybe alternative fuel cars and that kind of thing. But the emphasis over the next decade will clearly be in what happens in the showroom, what happens in the service area, and the whole customer satisfaction issue.
But people are spending a lot of time and money in this business to adopt a lot of the other things that have made Saturn work. They're trying to focus on friendliness, on one price shopping, things like that. Saturn will have to continue to evolve, to grow, to break new ground.
This is, by no means, this is not a panacea. It's not a perfect world. Making the transition from a traditional system that we came out of to get to where we're at has been a difficult road to hoe. And it still is. There's lots of problems. But people walk away from here knowing that, all right, everyone said it wouldn't be easy. And tomorrow's another day. And maybe I didn't get everything accomplished I wanted to accomplish, and maybe everybody didn't listen to the things and ideas I had. But tomorrow I'm going to take another run at it. And we'll see if we can make tomorrow better than today. And that's really kind of what this place is all about. It's not being satisfied with what you have today, knowing that the world isn't going to sit still.
So I think it was a really neat opportunity to be part of the 99, but I think that's kind of in the past. It's behind us. The recommendations that we made in terms of what it's going to take to successfully compete, we've implemented those. And the only thing I can say is that I have come to the realistic understanding that what we're doing today is not going to make sense for tomorrow. Is that we probably need to start another effort in terms of looking at what it's going to take to compete in the year 2005, because that's where we need to head to.
Bottom line is that we teach the core values. Now, the core value comes out differently in retailer training than it does in team member training, okay? Customer enthusiasm, for example, would be described differently in the retail environment than it might be in the service bay versus out on the factory floor. But it boils down to, you can't do anything wrong if you're doing the right thing for the customer. Well, it's pretty simple.
And I think that Saturn has become a symbol of kind of hope and faith that maybe we can achieve a better place for people to work and a better set of products and services than we're getting right now.
Look at what General Motors and the UAW have been able to do together in Spring Hill, Tennessee. And I think that fuels that mystique of Saturn. Maybe Saturn is a promise that America can compete in a world marketplace.
It's very feasible for Saturn to keep it going, and it's not going to be easy, but I think they will. I mean, I think it's going to require strong leadership. It's going to be the leadership's got to be culture focused and make sure this culture survives and is nourished. And I think they know that, and I think they're doing a lot of the right things. And they've gotten enormous support from dealers, for example. I mean, dealers are right on the firing line policing Saturn so they don't do the wrong thing.
I think the future for Saturn is brighter than its past. We can do a lot of things. We can continue to grow and succeed together, or we can fail together. But with the basic values we have in place, I don't see that happening. We keep challenging each other. We make each other better as a group than any of us are individually.
It's pretty clear that the industry, or at least the retail industry, is heading toward the direction of Saturn. I think Saturn, if anything, is leading the way and will lead the way to where the car business will be in the future.
And the value system says that we're going to be there for you, that you can trust us. We are trustworthy, and we'll prove it time and time again we're trustworthy.
I know we have a product that has good quality and it's good value. I know we have an experience that surpasses any and all in the industry. We have a perception about us that we are nice people, a good place to come and shop for a car.
It's just not buying a car. I mean, this is the Saturn experience, the Saturn way. It is the way. This is the way it should be done.
So you've got to focus on the people. You got to focus on the customer. You got to really internalize what partnerships are all about and live them. So you just can't take your eye off those values and those philosophies. And to the extent that you do, you're going to lose it.
People can make a difference. And I like to point to Saturn as an example of what can be done.
As I said, it was a team effort. It was something that needed to be done, and we did it.
That's what we got to keep Saturn doing, is just keep moving forward. Don't stop thinking you've reached the promised land, because this is nothing compared to what it can be if we keep going.